Oh man, you're gonna have so many videos from me. So, remember how I said, I don't know, I feel like I am gonna do something like first responder, but I don't feel like I'm gonna be the one doing the life-saving techniques, which is so weird. To say that intuitively. And not knowing what my role is going to look like, but knowing that, yes, I'm a physical therapist, but I've always incorporated Reiki, and then going through and getting the Reiki certification and just how natural it felt. I knew it already, right? It was just about getting the certification for it with Rachel. And so this started happening probably about a year ago. It was right when Dave started overnights with the kids. And I remember because I was actually at OS, at Halos, and I was laying on the floor on a blankie, and I was working, and it was late, right? Because that's all I knew to do at that time was, with my spare time, was work, right? I didn't have all the knowledge about what I actually enjoy doing when I'm by myself at that time. That's all been very recent. And it was, I guess, Hot Tub Guy Joe and I were still talking. And I do remember because the very first day, and that was not for overnights, that was just a daytime visit. I remember being on the bed in my room and just feeling so nervous that, it was his first time alone with them, after all the substance dependency and everything like that. And I was texting Joe, and he actually called me when I told him, what was going on. And he actually called me, and I was like, well, that's weird. He's never done that. We've never spoken on the phone. But it was really cool that he was kind of there for me in that moment. It's kind of weird the way that that's all played out with him, and then with him showing the kiddos the planes. Kind of cool, the way the universe works. And so the first, one of the first overnights, if not the first, there's Basada. He's so sweet. I was laying on the floor at OS, and there was this cricket that just came and chilled right next to me. And I remembered sending a picture of it to Joe and being okay. And I don't remember exactly how it played out, but the cricket ended up transitioning on. And I shared it with Joe, and I was like, well, that's interesting. And he goes, well, maybe he used your energy to help him transition on peacefully. And I was like, huh, okay. That's an interesting, I hadn't thought about that. But, I do have a very calming, peaceful energy. And, I kind of feel like that's what it was. And since then, I have had, and it's crickets, right? This seems to be the commonality, maybe because they catch my attention, But I've had it happen a couple of other times where there's been one, and it's been in my general vicinity, and then it's transitioned on. And I'm like, gosh, this is so interesting. Maybe they really are finding me and using my energy to help them transition on. So I was walking from the bedroom to, I think I was going to go make coffee. And right here, there was this guy. Oh, there you go. Can you kind of see him? I don't know why I assume crickets are hymns. And I went and made coffee. And I could kind of tell he was injured, but I was like, I don't know, maybe I should let parkour, help him, and she can get a nice little protein snack out of it. Or like, I didn't know what to do, I went to the kitchen, made my coffee, came back. And I was like, I can't just leave him there hurting. And I was like, maybe I'm supposed to keep him company because he's obviously not in a good place. Like, I could just tell. I was like, maybe I'm supposed to help him, like, just be there for him as he transitions on. So, no joke, I had made corn on the cob. I was like, I was like too scared to pick him up, like, by myself, so I used the cards to pick him up. And, oh, yep, see, you can see the little guy's poor little guy's leg right there. So I let him, like, kind of hang out on the edge of the plate, and he ended up, like, down, and he ate, like, it looked like he was eating some of the butter and salt and stuff. I was like, I don't know, do crickets eat that? Like, I don't know. So he hung out there, and then I was watching Manifest, and I was, like, laying here in bed watching, keeping, this guy keeping me company. And I kind of brought him, like, onto my lap, like, onto the top of the bed, just to, like, chill with him. And then he hopped off, and he was kind of, like, hopping around the bed. And I was kind of like, do you want to go outside? Like, I have no clue why, but I was just like, maybe he wants to be outside to transition on. So I was like, okay, I'll bring him outside. So I brought him out here. And I sat here just inside. It's not going to focus. Come on. Like, really does not want to focus. There we go. So I just kind of hung out, like, right here, sitting here, chilling. And just kind of hung out with him. And then I found myself crying. Mostly crying because the memory of helping Snickers transition on came back to me. And just being there in the vet hospital and just, those last moments with him. I was like, maybe that's part of what I need to learn to accept. Like I said, I feel like this is like job training, because I know it's not traditional schooling, because traditional schooling is not my forte. I've done it, been there, done that, no desire to go back. Like, I feel like on the job training is best, right? So I've acknowledged I want to be, and I'm going to be a first responder of some sort, but that I'm not going to be the one performing life-saving techniques, even though I know CPR. Like, I think this is the universe's way of telling me that I need to acknowledge that with my future career that's coming up, I'm not going to be able to save everyone and rescue everyone. And maybe my job is going to be there as the person, like, thinking about that condo collapse and the sinkhole in Miami, and just thinking about how scared people must have been. And I don't know where I'm gonna be, in this. But same thing with the boat showing up and me trying to like, in my dream, and me trying to like lift the boat up out of the water and being like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I can't lift the boat out of the water. Kind of that same thing of me acknowledging that I'm not able to be there to save everyone. But maybe I'm going to be there as an energetic presence to help comfort people and to help comfort those people that transition on as they transition on, so that they're not scared, so that they have somebody there with them to help them let go and transition on. And that's literally what I just did with this guy. I literally just sat here and kept him company. Had my own little emotional release about Snickers. And when I was done, he'd transition on. And, his body's still here, but he's not. Like I said, apparently crickets are he's. I don't know. Do crickets actually have a gender? Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. And maybe, part of the reason why I'm not starting my new career yet is because I'm not to the point of being able, I wasn't to the point of being able to fully understand and accept what my role is going to be. And that's what the universe is basically on the job training me. Oh, so with the cricket, also, initially, I couldn't pick it up and touch it. I was scared to touch it because it's an insect. And as I laid there on the bed, and it was, just chilling. Oh, so it was, I had put it on a cardigan. And I ended up just being look, there's nothing to be scared of with this. What are you scared of? Why are you scared of an insect? Seriously, what is there to be scared of? It's not hurting you. It's a living thing, just like everything, right? So I put him in my hand, and he kind of jumped from one hand to the other back, and then he just sat there and chilled on my hand for a little bit. And I was like, this is weird. This is really weird. Okay, I'll just sit here and chill and watch the manifest with the cricket on my hand. And same thing. Oh my God, that's right. I used to play with and hold grasshoppers as a kid. Oh my God, see, I had totally forgotten about that until now. And fireflies. I had totally just held them and let them hang out with me and on me, and never had any fears, never had any judgments, never had any... seriously. And that's where it's so interesting with racism, because I kind of get it now, because I didn't want to touch a cricket because I was scared of it. But why was I scared of it? Because my mom was scared of insects? Because why? I wasn't scared of them as a child. I didn't have any judgment against insects at all as a child. Insects, arachnids, bees. I don't none of them. I would let daddy long legs crawl on me. I would let oh God, please tell me the black widow is not part of my training. I bet it is. Okay, I will. That'll happen if it's meant to happen when I'm ready. Hanging out with the black widow without being scared. Again, they're not going to hurt you if they don't think that you're going to hurt them, right? Bees don't sting unless they feel threatened. And that bee works lady who just lets bees literally walk all over her, and she's just no judgment. That's the thing with racism is as a child, I always hung out with kids of different races. Never even one of my good friends, when I was a child, is black, But when my mom asked me to talk about my friend Jessica, I would describe her and her braids, and that her mom or her grandma was from Hawaii, and I don't know, something to do gave us sugar cane or something like that, right? And so I talked about my and I don't want to say the last name, but my my little childhood friend. And my mom said that when she met her, she was so surprised because she was a little black girl, and I just had never mentioned that. And it's because that wasn't a defining feature. Like, that's not what makes somebody for me. It was about that person. And my parents are not racist at all. Apparently my uncle is. But had I been raised in a household where my parents were afraid of people of a different race, then maybe, and same thing with like sexuality. Like, my parents are not homophobic at all. So I don't have any of those judgments. But in reality, what is it? Like, it's a fear. It's being afraid of another race or another person because of something that they, have no control over, because that's how they were born. And the person who's demonstrating certain behaviors or saying certain things or, certain actions is because they're afraid of that person, because of their color, because of their, whatever, instead of getting to know that person for who they really are. Like, I have no reason to be afraid of this cricket. Crickets have never hurt me. Why was I afraid of it? I'm guessing my mom, but because she's afraid of insects, so it probably got passed on to me. So I was afraid to hold it because of that. So just a little bit of deeper thought there. But I know my career will come when I'm ready for it. And I understand, right now why it still hasn't come, because I wasn't ready to accept that as a first responder in whatever role I am. I envisioned myself rescuing people, saving people, and not even thinking about the fact that I wouldn't be able to rescue and save everybody, and my therapist even said that whatever it is going to incorporate all of my many talents. And Reiki is a newer one as of October. And I mean, not like, because I've always done it, but the certification, right? Which is probably going to be important for whatever this job is. And that I will still get to work with people experiencing trauma. And I'm sure I will get to save plenty of people. But that I might be the one who's there to help comfort people, not just as they're in trauma, worrying about their loved ones inside of the collapsing condo, inside of the sinking boat, the ship, whatever it is, right? But I might be the one that's there with the people experiencing fear as they're transitioning on, to help them let go and transition on. And my training is with these crickets. And this is very, very, very interesting. And what else was I gonna say? Oh gosh, what was I just gonna say? Something to do with Oh, Matt Kahn, the author of like Whatever Arises, love that. Oh, and that's the one that Joe actually introduced me to, which is really funny. The universe always has a plan. So funny. Joe has actually played a pretty integral part in my spiritual awakening. It's very interesting to see this play out because again, like, he's a good person and I'm seeing the goodness about him. Would I ever want to be in a relationship with him? No. We went over that one with the dominating and stuff like that, with intimacy, physical, and the whole next time we'll include food, and the food being pretzel thins from Costco. But when I look at it, like, he's done some pretty cool stuff for me. God, and he was literally the first person that what is it, swipe right? Is that when you like somebody on Tinder? He was literally the first person that I like saw and was like, ooh. And he had no bio. None at all. Literally just pictures. And something about him, I was like, oh yeah. Oh God, that's so weird the way that plays out, Like, I never connect with people just based on looks. But obviously I wasn't doing it based on looks. Obviously there was intuition behind it. So interesting. So Matt Kahn, in the Whatever Arises, love that book, I think that's the one that it's in, talks about his role with his presence in being in the room as people transition on, and how usually the family members are very scared and very anxious and scared, and that energy, and his energy is just very calm and peaceful, and it helps people transition on, and he always feels at peace with it, versus the family members and their emotional connections. And sometimes maybe the person, I don't know if he says this or not, but my take on it, maybe the person who's transitioning on isn't able to transition on when the family members are there, because they're trying so hard to hold on for those family members. And when they finally just are able to let go and be able to transition on and be at peace. And Matt Kahn kind of plays that role of being able to be there to help people transition on. And I swear, these crickets just like find me. And I think it's what Joe said. They're using my energy to help them transition on peacefully. And that's so weird because it seriously started probably like last October. Alright, this ended up being a longer video than I thought. Definitely some repeating. I know you don't mind. It's like more me having to repeat it to really accept it. It is 2:30. I'm gonna still go back and go watch some Manifest, and I'm doing a star walk tonight at 7:30. I did not go hiking this morning. I was way too tired. I'm like, I can't wake up. Nope. I tried. I'm just gonna trust, obviously, that it was the right thing to do. And I do want to go jean shopping, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do that today. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow, because I'm volunteering tomorrow. I think I told you about the volunteer opportunity that fell in my lap, because I was just feeling so like I need to feel like I have a purpose. I need to feel like I'm helping people right now. And then it was like they messaged me about volunteering at this event that they have this weekend. It's today and tomorrow, and it's some kickoff event. I don't know. And I don't have the kids this weekend, and it's for like 2.5, 3 hours or something. And I was like, yes, I will do that. And then I reached out to them to ask them about Beauty from Ashes too. And so I have that tomorrow from like 10 to 12:30, and I think I need to be there a little early. Maybe I'll go jean shopping after that, because I said I wanted a new pair of jeans, and I got a $10 Express like gift certificate for my birthday in the mail. And I got a text message today saying jeans are 40% off at Express. I love the universe. I love it. So I'm gonna go jean shopping tomorrow, and I don't really feel like doing it now, you know, like, because I want to go watch Manifest, and I don't feel like doing it before hiking. So I think I'm gonna just do it when I'm already out tomorrow and do it. It's like one of those things, I don't have the motivation to go. I have the motivation to go lay in bed and watch some more Manifest. So that's what I'm gonna go do. Pretty cool stuff. It really, really is. Okay, I love you. Have a good weekend. And by the way, this video and this event is coming after this message as well. So literally, well, we talked about my room in Vegas being like 999, and we're like, is that even a room number? Like, how is that even possible? 999 for my hotel room number. And then I've just been seeing the number 99 a lot recently. So Googling it, message from your angels that you are to get to work on your divine life purpose and soul mission. And so that was literally just, as you can see this morning, that I screenshot that, the 99, what time, 10:40 this morning, and then Googling to see what it means, and that's what came up. And then basically the training for my upcoming career path. So cool. And the last video was 1 minute and 11 seconds long. So what did I do? Google 111, and of course this is what comes up. Oh, universe, you are pretty amazing.